Yo, welcome back to Heavy Metal Devils. Danny here, giving you more of the latest Manchester United news and lots to get stuck into this morning or maybe this afternoon, depending where you are watching from. But just before we get into the news, we are on the road to 600, possibly even 1,000 subscribers. So if you could do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button, that would mean so much to me. It would be so awesome. Anyways, let's just get right into the news. And news breaking out about Rasmus Hojlund. Now, we all know Manchester United are now full steam ahead with Rasmus Hojlund. We've got Mason Mount wrapped up. We've got Andre Onana pretty much wrapped up. Got the here we go just the other day on that one. So now all focus has switched to Rasmus Hojlund. We all know we need a striker very, very desperately. And the news coming out of Italy today is that they have set around a £65 million asking price for Rasmus Hojlund, which falls in line with around the 80 to 85 million euro asking price Atalanta want. I think it's just under that. Now, is this a good price for a striker like Rasmus Hojlund? Probably not. It's probably a bit too much, but that's just the price these strikers are going for these days. We're paying a lot for potential. We did the same with Ahmad. We still don't know how that one's going to pan out. So we need to be a bit wary about this price tag. Now, a little caveat about this price tag. If this is the price, I don't see us paying this all up front. I can see maybe around 50 million pounds up front with around 15 to 20 million add-ons, probably add-ons relating to goals, appearances, Champions League, etc. And if he does hit all those add-ons, that will be a good thing. I don't think we'll have any issue paying that. But the price rumored is 65 million pounds for Rasmus Hojlund. Now, it's kind of weird. There's two different prices coming out. One from Italy, from DiMarzio, which is usually probably quite accurate at the moment. He's been on fire for the last few weeks. And a different price coming from the UK. So the UK, the reporters out here are saying that Atalanta actually want 85 million pounds, not euros, which would be 100 million euros. That's absolutely ridiculous. But out of Italy, they are saying around 85 million euros should do the price. So that would be around that 65 million, 65 million pounds there. Sorry. Just 1 second, getting a lot of noise from my PC. So yeah, anyway, sorry about that. 65 million pounds. That looks like the deal. I would not trust. It seems like the UK reporters have been kind of misled on everything coming out of Italy over the last couple months. It seems like I feel like Italian sources have been a bit more accurate, especially when it comes to Rasmus Hojlund, when it comes to Andre Onana. It just seems like over here in the UK, they're just being fed misleading information. I'm not sure what that's all about. But yeah, it does look like we are now just prioritizing Rasmus Hojlund. One big thing about this, I would not expect him to be on the tour. I don't even think we'll see Andre Onana on at least until halfway through the tour. He's just getting into the UK this week to seal up his deal, do his medical, do his photo ops. I think he'll miss the game, obviously, in Edinburgh, and he will miss the game against Arsenal in New Jersey, I think, over the weekend as well. So I would expect to see him down maybe just after the game against Wrexham. I don't see him playing against Wrexham at all either. So with him not being able to join right away, I 100% don't see Rasmus Hojlund coming back until I think we have a couple more preseason games just before the season starts on this side of the planet, not in America. So I can see him joining up for those preseason games. He won't sign for another couple weeks. This is not going to be a deal done in the next few days. If it is, I'm not going to lie, I'll be absolutely shocked. I won't be mad. I'll be extremely happy, but I do not, just seeing how we do business, this won't be done for another 2 weeks minimum. So yeah, let me know. Are you excited for Rasmus Hojlund? Is this the striker we need? I'd honestly say no. He's very exciting, but we do need a more experienced striker as well. But I don't see that actually happening. But if Ten Hag wants him, I want him. Let me know what you think down below. Now on the thumbnail, I said Ten Hag's transfer. What did I say? Ten Hag's transfer budget increase. Sorry, Erik Ten Hag's transfer boost. Now, this is all about current sales going on with players. So, Harry Maguire is actually wanted by several clubs, whether that's Chelsea, West Ham, Everton have been in the mix as well. Tottenham as well, kind of interested in Harry Maguire. There's been lots of news about Harry Maguire, especially since a couple days ago he had his captaincy removed, which kind of points to him exiting the club. I've always said that I'm not sure if he will leave this summer. I do see him leaving in the winter, but I could be honestly wrong about that with how many clubs are interested. Now, let's talk about West Ham. West Ham are getting very increasingly frustrated with Harry Maguire. They're getting the impression that Harry Maguire does not want to come to West Ham. He thinks he deserves a club that is more above West Ham, looking more at a Chelsea, more at a Tottenham, those mid-table clubs there. So yeah, I actually don't know if this will happen. I think they are going to wait on Harry Maguire. The last I have read, I think this was out of the Sun. Just checking. It's out of the Sun and the West Ham Zone. So this is coming from West Ham News themselves, that they're prepared to wait a few weeks on Harry Maguire to see what he wants to do. I think Harry Maguire's agent is now going to go around and shop him to maybe Chelsea. I think Pochettino does want him, shop him around to teams like Tottenham, those just slightly above mid-table teams, we'll say. And I think maybe if all else fails, he'll go to West Ham. Now, West Ham made an audacious approach the other day to try and get him on loan, which is just a slap in the face. I don't think we can loan Harry Maguire. He makes too much. He doesn't have any place in our team. The only good thing I can see out of that is that if they do pay all of his wages, he has a good season, and then we can sell him for a bit more. But I think we just need to get him off the books now as fast as possible. Any team that wants to come in for him, come make a bid. Whether he wants to go is totally up to him. I guess that will just show where his ambition lies. But if he wants to play for England in the Euros next summer, he does need to leave now. He's very aware that he's not a part of the plans, though he's come out and said he has nothing to prove and he wants to fight for his spot. But dude, Luke Shaw, who's not even a center back, took your spot last year when there were injuries to Martinez during the season. So it doesn't look good for you, man. You need to get moving. You are a good defender, just not for what we want to do. So yeah, I'm quite interested in all these approaches made for Harry Maguire. Let's see where he goes. I almost want to just spin a wheel and see what team it lands on and send him there. Anyway, moving on with more outs. Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson is actually, according to Manchester Evening News, the People's Person, Inside Football, quite a few places are all saying now that Henderson has now been asked to join the Manchester United tour. What does this mean? Nothing, really. I think this is a way to get Nottingham Forest to increase their bid for Dean Henderson. Right now, they're only trying to get him for 20 million, which is an absolute joke, as we've just seen Trafford from Man City go to Burnley for 19 million, who's never played a single game in the Premier League. Dean Henderson has played several games in the Premier League. He's played in the Europa League. He's played he's played in for England as well. So he has a lot more experience. So there's no way we can ask for 20 million. We need at least 25 to 30 million. That's why I think we have said for him to go on tour. Let's make it look like we do have plans for him, just so Nottingham Forest can get that impression and bid more. 20 million is an absolute joke. But if we can get rid of him for 20 to 25, we get rid of Harry Maguire for 35 to 40, that's another 70 million we can put towards transfers like Amrabat, maybe even another striker. Looking at you, Harry Kane. So yeah, Dean Henderson set to go on to the tour to the US with Manchester United, but don't count on him staying this season. He will go. We're just trying to get that price driven up a little bit. And continuing on that is also Anthony Elanga. There seems to be a bit of a bidding war now going for Anthony Elanga. I think between Everton and Nottingham Forest again. Now, I think we've set a 10 million price on Anthony Elanga, which is absolutely ridiculous. A player that has Premier League experience, Champions League goals, and he's a starter for Sweden. But having multiple clubs interested in him and wanting his signature can only be a good thing. We can get a bidding war going and maybe drive that price up to 15 or 20 million. That's kind of the hope that we get here. We're trying to generate at least another 100 million in transfer sales. Don't forget, we also have players like Scott McTominay that might go for another 25 to 30 million. Anthony Martial, I don't know who would actually want him, but maybe we can get him off the books for around 20. Same with Donny van der Beek. So I think our goal right now is to spend around 120, which we're on track for. I think we've already hit around the 100 mark, and then sell another 100 million to get another 100 million into our transfer. Maybe spend around 250, the same we did last year. That would be amazing. And more news actually on Sofian Amrabat. Last night, Fabrizio Romano mentioned that Sofian Amrabat is still in our plans, but we do need to make outgoings as well. We need to sell players before this will happen. And that falls into what I've just said. If we can generate that 100 million, Sofian Amrabat should be a no-brainer. He will be walking into this club, not necessarily as a starter, but into this club playing against those big games to give Casemiro a break, or whenever he does get his red cards, we could use him as well. He's better than McTominay, so I'm all about selling McTominay to get better midfielders in. And there's even talk about Gravenberch on loan, but I honestly want to stay away from loan players this season. So yeah, that's pretty much all the news today. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of news in the next few days breaking about Rasmus Hojlund and outgoings. Remember, the tour starts on Wednesday. I think they're already in Scotland prepping for the first game, and then they fly to New York for that game against Arsenal. I wouldn't expect any more incomings in the next few days, especially not on tour, but as soon as I think they get settled in the States, I think this will pick right back up. But don't expect a striker on tour. Do expect Andre Onana on tour, but maybe after that Wrexham game to feature against Madrid. And I can't remember who else we're playing, but expect him after that Wrexham game. Maybe even a game before that. I'm not too sure. I just know there's a game, 2 games in 24 hours. He'll be on one of those. But anyway, let me know what you think about the Rasmus Hojlund deal. We're speeding that up, accelerating as fast as possible. Harry Maguire, several clubs interested. Dean Henderson going on tour. Anthony Elanga bidding war as well. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's get to 600 ASAP. And yeah, I'll see you all on the next one. Later.